The Yamaha MT-09 has been around since 2013. With the latest fourth generation of the MT-09, Yamaha trims its naked bike even more towards sport. But there are also plenty of technical updates and better equipment. Dietmar was present at the presentation of the new MT-09 in Lanzarote and describes his impressions of the new machine. Never change a running system, as the saying goes. Yamaha apparently sees it differently and gives the successful MT-09 a lot of updates that are supposed to turn a good naked bike into a very good one. Of course, there are also new colors and new prices for the 2024 model year. The MT-09 costs €11,199 and will be available at dealerships from March 2024 in the colors Icon Blue, Midnight Cyan and Tech Black. The bodywork of the MT-09 has been redesigned, and this is most noticeable in the lamp mask. But don't worry, the new MT-09 is once again dedicated to the edgy dark side of Japan look that many people like so much. A significant change compared to the previous model is the seating position. The handlebars have been mounted lower and the foot pegs have been positioned further back and a little higher. This leads to a riding position that is no longer quite as upright and more front-wheel oriented. However, the knee angle has become a bit sharper due to these changes, and in general you can say that the MT-09 is not exactly the best bike for giants. However, this was already the case with the predecessors and the dimensions have hardly changed. The machine weighs a light 193 kilograms ready to drive and has a wheelbase of 1.43. The redesigned bench seat is now in two parts. When accelerating, the pillion seat supports the rider, which leads to improved seat safety. The MT-09 gets a new 5-inch TFT color display and all switches have been redesigned. For cockpit themes are available and a full map navigation can now be conjured up on the display via the Garmin Streetcross app. The app is free of charge and can be easily operated with the joystick, which is also new. On the right, there is now a mode switch, with which the 5 driving modes, Rain, Street, Sport plus 2 user modes, can be activated very easily and also while driving. The extensive technical equipment of the predecessor model has been further expanded. Lean angle sensors are also on board, as are wheelie and slide control as well as cruise control. A new feature is the back slip regulator, which controls the torque to prevent the rear wheel from locking up during heavy braking maneuvers. Apart from a radar, the new MT-09 now has everything on board. Even the new quickshifter of the Tracer 9 GT Plus is part of the series. This can shift up or down without a clutch, regardless of the throttle position, and does so very smoothly. Full LED including the turn signals is included, as well as an emergency stop hazard warning light system. A new feature is the turn signal switch, which enables short flashing and also resets automatically. For our taste, however, the deferral takes much too long. The operation of the new MT-09 is really very successful. You can immediately get to grips with the new switches in setting and configuring the driving modes and the many assistance systems, as well as the navigation is child's play. Yamaha has taken a noticeable step forward here. Before we cover the first meters on Lanzarote with the new MT-09, we step on the gas to check out the new soundscape. Yamaha has changed the air intakes from 3 channels to 2 channels, and in fact the machine sounds a tad more aggressive than the previous models. The stationary noise is now a moderate 94 dBA and, according to Yamaha, the sound has been changed so that you are less annoying to outsiders, but as a rider you get even more sound and volume than on the 2021 model. Whatever the case, the 3-cylinder engine hisses as ever despite €5 plus and now even sprouts a bit when you take your foot off the gas. The group of journalists starts moving, and now it's time for Dietmar again. Don't lose touch, because such press trips are really not frittery. But that's not a problem with the MT-09 2024, because the machine is so agile and the engine has so much power that you only have to turn the tap once and you're almost stuck in the gearbox of the car in front. The 890 cubic centimeters triple feels like it has as much steam as a 150 horsepower machine. It's hard to believe that only 119 horses are supposed to be at the start. But that's always been the case. The Yamaha CP3 puts a lot more power and torque on the road than the spec sheet suggests. The chassis of the MT-09 has been tuned firmer in 2024, which is especially noticeable in the fork. The new seating position, the new damping and the also new Bridgestone S23 allow for a sportier driving style, although this was of course not bad with the predecessors. Nevertheless, the feedback from the front wheel is even better and somehow the whole bike screams for a sporty cornering chase. We also particularly liked the brakes. The radial brake pump from Brembo is new, otherwise as usual 4-piston brake calipers from Advix work on two 298 discs front and rear and Nissan caliper. The bike brakes as if by itself and, of course, cornering ABS is also included. Yamaha specifies the consumption at 5 liters per 100 kilometers. We had consumption of 4.9 to 5.5 liters during our 210 kilometers test drive across the island. In view of the brisk driving style, I was surprised. The fuel tank capacity of 14 liters thus enables a range of almost 300 kilometers. By the way, the tank has become a little wider and has slipped down a little. If Yamaha hadn't mentioned this during the presentation, I wouldn't have noticed. Last but not least, a word about wind protection. There is no such thing. As usual with naked bikes, the helmet lies completely in the wind and so there is no disturbing turbulence. In Lanzarote it was very windy during our test day and even fog and rain were present. On a naked bike, you're mercilessly at the mercy of the weather, but did that bother me? Not at all. On long motorway stages, however, you have to put up with the wind pressure. Of course, there are various discs in the accessories that promise a remedy, but then also destroy the pretty look. I would therefore leave the MT-09 as naked as it is delivered in series. Fun grenade is the best way to sum up the new MT-09 in one word. However, we've said this before when testing the older MTs, and thankfully Yamaha hasn't forgotten that this is the DNA of this machine. The updates have done the 2024 model good, especially in terms of operation. The quality impression and the technical equipment have been improved again and the price of €11,199 is completely acceptable, especially compared to the competitors. So, let's go to the Yamaha dealer and at least try it out. If the MT-09 is too small for you, I recommend a second test ride on an XSR 900. It is technically very similar, but offers a little more space for taller pilots.